With the NHL trade deadline quickly approaching, I'm expecting the Montreal Canadiens to be a team that will be very active. Lose. They've won just one game in their last 9 and currently sit amongst the bottom 6 teams of the NHL. They're gonna be fighting for the big pot of gold near the end of the rainbow, and of course, to increase their odds, being sellers at the trade deadline only makes sense, right? Now, last season, we seen Kent Hughes and the Canadiens get active well ahead of the game when they traded Tyler Toffoli to the Calgary Flames over 1 month before the trade deadline. Then Hughes made this beautiful trade right here with only a couple of days to go, and on trade deadline day, he would complete 3 more trades that would bring back many picks and prospects. It's genius. It's no longer the old patch and fix plan that Habs fans have been accustomed to. No, the plan right now is to build for the future. So the big question, of course, is who will be the first domino to fall in Montreal this year? Who's going to be this year's ravioli? I'm going to list out 3 players in this video, 3 random trades that I think are going to happen. But listen, take these with a grain of salt. I'm a complete idiot. I'm probably going to be out to lunch, but I figured I'd get in on some of the action and make 3 uneducated predictions on who's going to get moved between now and the trade deadline. Trade number 1, and I think this is the guy that's going to be moved first. That's right, this year's ravioli is going to be none other than Monahan. The guy is already skating again, he's back on the toast, he appears to be making big strides towards a return, and I've got this feeling like Monahan is going to get moved before the trade deadline. So here's why. There's too much risk in hanging on to this guy, okay? I don't even want to give him the opportunity to re-aggravate an old injury. In fact, if I'm Kent Hughes right now, as soon as this guy gets back into the lineup, then I'm actively trying to shop him to teams around the NHL. God, even put him on eBay. And my asking price for Monahan, and I think he's actually worth this, is a first-round draft pick. And if you can get another one for Monahan, keeping in mind you already got one of them from Calgary, then I think you take it and you run away with the thing. Monahan comes as a rental, he's a UFA after this season ends, and what a quality addition to any team hoping to go on a rip during the playoffs. Moving on now to trade number 2. This one is a trade that I think is likely to go down at the trade deadline, and it's Big Joe Edmunson. Now this one's a little more tricky. Eddie's got some term left on his contract, and due to this it likely pushes GMs until the actual deadline to accommodate his salary. But hey, when push comes to shove, somebody's gonna want his services heading into the 2023 playoffs. And even though there's a lot of fans out there that's still thinking there's no way Edmunson could possibly have value like a first-round draft pick, well, Pierre LeBrun, lots of fun, seems to think otherwise. You see, LeBrun recently made note on an article during The Athletic that 2 years ago the Lightning would pay a first-round draft pick and a third-round draft pick for the services of a guy like David Savard. They took him on, and where'd they put him? They put him on the third pairing. The price might have been steep, but they needed the help, and they paid to get it. Just last season, again, we saw this trade for Ben Chiarot, meaning, of course, that no matter how you slice and dice it, Big Joe Edmunson does hold some sort of value. If I'm Kent Hughes, my asking price for Joe Edmunson remains a first-round draft pick or a promising young prospect. And now, give me a drum roll. Let's move along with trade number 3, and it's Johnny Drouin. Yes, the time has come. Despite only producing 8 apples this season in 25 games, Johnny Drouin has looked a little better lately. Kinda. But you know what he needs? He needs a fresh new team and a fresh new pair of underwear to rejuvenate his career. And the time is now. It's the last year of his contract. He comes as a rental. And this, in my opinion, is the end of the road. It happens this year. It happens at the trade deadline. Some team is gonna pay the little price to get him. Now, as for me, my personal asking price for a guy like Johnny Drouin right now is a third round pick and half a box of outdated chocolate chip cookies. Go ahead, take them. Somebody's gonna be desperate, and Johnny Drouin is gonna find a new home. So, there you go. These are the 3 dominoes that I think are gonna fall at some point between now and the trade deadline. There could be less, but more than likely there could be more. Again, my value predictions on some of these players could be completely out to lunch, but guess what? I'm gonna stand by it. Make sure you let me know who your 3 guys that you think for sure are going to be traded. And also, I'd like to take a minute to promote the Discord server. If any of you guys have an account on there and would like to join, everybody is welcome. There's lots to talk about the Habs, there's lots to talk about hockey in general, and my personal favorite section is the video suggestions tab, where you guys get to post random ideas for potential videos and help me clip some of the funniest moments that happens during the game. Don't forget to chop the thumb off of the like button before you leave here, and hey, I'll see you next time.